first. Let's see, we got this. Yeah, let's do this guy. This'll probably be brief. I don't know how long this could possibly last. What's this guy's name? Terrence K. Williams. This is a comedian who has made his entire brand being a Trump supporter. Which, by the way, if you're ever planning on getting into any kind of media, whether it's something traditional or we're talking about like being a Twitch streamer or a YouTuber or an Instagrammer or a, anything that involves your persona being in the public and that persona being basically a product or service that someone is taking part in. Like, you guys are watching this stream because you like whatever content I happen to put forward or like how I bounce off of it, whatever, right? What you never want to do when forming your online persona is attaching it to something with an expiration date. Presidential candidates are pretty high up on the list of things you don't want to attach your internet persona, or persona in real life, God forbid, to. Like, I talked about this when we covered John Doyle, too. When John Doyle made his entire brand Trumpism, just worshiping Trump, you put an expiration date on your channel, basically, on the entirety of your routine when we're talking about this guy who talks about Trump stuff all the time and he's always wearing the MAGA hat, right? Like, even if Trump had won this election, which he didn't, but even if he had, you'd still be dealing with your entire identity going away, like in 4 years anyway. So it's just a bad idea. Bit of advice. Never make your persona attached to something like a political candidate or whatever. It can be about certain ideologies. Like, even if you're like a Trump supporter, you can't just make it about Trump and the hat. You gotta make it about certain policies or certain platforms. But I feel like a lot of those positions you might get in trouble for saying, but, at least it would be honest and you wouldn't be putting an expiration date on yourself. Nick Fuentes, right? Nick Fuentes, dirtbag, absolute Nazi, but he's also not entirely tied to Trump, so Nick Fuentes can continue to do his thing after Trump goes away. John Doyle? Ooh, we'll see what happens there. Because when you're a fan of Trump, you can kind of by proxy be like, I believe these things without saying the things. We'll see. Dr. Gamble with 20 bits. A bit of me dies inside every time one of these folks chants USA and then Daddy Sume. Does OnlyFans count? I don't remember what that was in reference to. Anyway, I think we watched part of this video at some point, but, this is the full context.
Can somebody tell me, where in the hell is the GOP? Where are they at? Where is the House and the Senate Republicans? Why are they not helping President Trump? I'm confused. I'm confused. Because President Trump endorsed half of those people, and President Trump rallied for those people. Where the hell are they at?
Okay, let me explain. So, Donald Trump probably did help a number of Senate and House candidates that he backed get their elections. It's entirely possible, and I think that there are plenty of cases where Trump's endorsement probably has helped people. But here's the thing, especially now that he is losing the election, why would it behoove any of the people who have a future in politics to try and get behind him? Because all it's going to do at this point, and let's be clear here, what Donald Trump is doing is having a big man baby fit. He is having a tantrum because he lost, and he can't stand to lose things because he's a narcissist. So, if someone who's like in the Senate or whatever, and you're a Republican, and you're going to get behind Donald Trump, not just by staying silent, which has been what most of these people have been doing, because they're trying to remain neutral, as if it's neutral not to talk when the president's trying to maintain power when he lost the election, but that's a completely different discussion. The point is, if they were to get behind Donald Trump, he has absolutely no legal backing for any of his claims, which is why all the lawsuits have been getting thrown out. He has no constitutional justification for trying to claim he should still be in power on January 20th afternoon. Like, he has nothing. So if you're someone who wants to continue to have a future in politics, you're a Republican and you're in the Senate or you're in the House of Representatives, and you get behind Donald Trump, You're going to make yourself look bad at this point by backing what is effectively a fucking coup, or at least a coup attempt. A dumb coup attempt, right? It'd be like if the Three Stooges tried to do a coup. And secondly, you are going to embarrassingly attach yourself to a loser, and a sore loser at that. Neither of which is good for your image going forward. Donald Trump can get away with a lot, right? People, for some reason, on the right, forgive Donald Trump of anything he does. But we found that that doesn't seem to be the case for everyone around Trump. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the fact that he clearly just doesn't give a shit. He doesn't let anything affect him. He's a complete narcissist who won't let anyone tell him that he's done anything wrong ever, and he will never admit it. And weirdly, that can work if you have enough power. But very few people have enough power to stave that kind of criticism off. So that's why I think Donald Trump can get away with having this man-baby fit, but if you want to have a future in politics, you're not going to do it. It's not going to work out. Title ballot damages their brand, yeah. That's a big part of it, I think. Tucker White 94, 20 bits. Allow me to answer your question, guy in recorded video. The majority of the House and Senate Republicans are what we call potty-trained Republicans, and they serve the rich. The potty-trained Republicans see the writing on the wall and want nothing to do with Trump anymore. Not only that, but Mitch McConnell sent him home for the holidays, so they're probably going to go spread COVID to their families at Thanksgiving or something. I don't know.
President Trump supported the House and the Senate Republicans. He's the reason why some of them got reelected. Now, where are they at? They need to help him get reelected. The
time to do that was before the election. The election's over. When the election's over, that's the end of the game. You tally up the score. That's how it works.
Democrats are trying to steal this damn election from the American people.
No, the American people voted for Joe Biden. And you should feel lucky. They also voted to probably give the Senate to the Republicans, or at least it'll be very, very close, depending on the results of the Senate runoffs in Georgia. And they gave more seats to Republicans in the House. But, resoundingly, Americans decided, okay, Joe Biden is the better choice, by like 6 million votes. And even though that's the popular vote, and people on the right don't seem to give a shit what the majority of American people believe, either way, he won the Electoral College, too. The voting results are being certified across the country. They're going to send electors, and those electors are going to vote, as they always do, along partisan lines. Because I don't know if people know this, too. When people are like, oh, rogue electors, they're not sending random, neutral, gray person who, like, doesn't have a personality and is like, I do not know who I am here to vote for. The card says I vote for Biden, but I can be convinced otherwise. No. The people that they choose to send to go and vote in the Electoral College are partisan, right? Which is why in 2016, when there were a certain amount of, like people on the left who are like, oh, faithless electors will save us, and they'll vote for Hillary Clinton instead of Donald Trump, because this is the entire purpose of the Electoral College, to stop bad people from becoming the president. It's stupid. It's incredibly, incredibly stupid. It's not how it works. Electors are partisan. If you are a Trump elector, you are a Trump elector, and you will only get sent to vote if Trump wins the electors for that state. A Biden elector and a Trump elector are two different people. It's not one person who votes for one or the other based on the popular vote of the state. I just feel like that's a misconception a lot of people have, that it's like, oh, we have 16 electors for the state, and they're all the same group of people, and they're just going to vote differently depending on who wins, or if they change their mind. No. They have 16 electors that they can send, and then depending on who wins the vote in the state, they send electors that will vote for Joe Biden. It's not just that they send someone who will vote for Joe Biden, it's that they are Joe Biden electors. Same thing applies to, like, states Trump won. Texas is not sending people who are going to vote for Joe Biden. Trump won the state. So all those electors that get selected for Texas are going to be Trump-supporting electors. Chesabel with 20 bits. My aunt is a superdelegate and was briefly considered as an elector. It's interesting.
They are corrupt. They are stealing. Where is the Republicans at? Where is the GOP? If they want my damn vote, Next time, they better step up for President Trump. If you want support
What next time?
from us, you better step up for President Trump. This don't make no sense. I'm gonna ask one more time.
This is the panic of someone who is realizing that they've built their entire internet, like, grift on a person who just lost the election. Like, I understand that fear. I totes get it. He's gotten moderately popular, 150,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's not nothing. That's pretty good. Regularly getting almost 50, 35, 38, 24, 69, nice 1,000, views on these videos. That's pretty good. You could make a little bit of money on this, I don't know what else he's got going on. I think he has a Twitter and stuff too. Maybe a Parler at this point. I don't know. But, like, he's probably made a decent little bit of money on this, and he was expecting at least 4 more years of this grift. That's why you don't do that. Don't build your entire internet persona off of a candidate. You will lose, whether it's Donald Trump or Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders. Never be like, I'm the Bernie Sanders person, or I'm the Donald Trump person. Expiration date. That's all you've done. You stamped a big expiration date on your forehead.
Where is the GOP at when Trump needs them? Trump has been there for them. Trump has endorsed the House and the Senate Republicans. He is the reason why most of them got reelected. Now, where are they at when he needs them the most?
He's normally, someone's asking, how is this funny? Isn't he a comedian? His videos are normally attempting to be funny, or he'll do, like, tweets, or it'll be like, you know how comedians tweet with jokes. He'll do that, and it'll be right-leaning Republican type stuff, but this is just desperation. I don't think this is supposed to be a comedy bit. He's just genuinely distraught that his grift is getting torn away from him 4 years too soon. Phosphophyllite with 69 bits, nice. You get 8 years at most when you worship a president. Yep.
President Trump has fought for all of us. He has fought for me. He has fought for you. He fought for the House.
I still haven't had it explained to me by a Trump supporter how Donald Trump has ever fought for them, literally ever, with specific policy decisions, with any sort of specific bill or executive order. Just he fights for us. How?
He fought for the Senate Republicans. Where in the hell are they at? Why aren't they letting these Democrats do this?
Because we won. When you win the electoral vote, they let you do it.
I'm so sick of these damn rhinos. They need to step up and do something. They always let these Democrats run us over. This don't make no sense. This is not right. This is not fair. This is not the America that I know. I'm pissed off with the GOP. I'm about done with half of them. After this, I don't know if I'm going to support half of those senators. I don't know.
Please don't. Wouldn't it be God, guys. The idea of hardcore Trump Republicans splitting from the Republicans and forming, like, a Donald Trump political party that will siphon votes away from the Republicans. Like,
there's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Someone's gonna have to bonk me into horny jail because that is too much. Dr. Gamble with 100 bits. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
If I'm going to support all of those Republicans in the House.
Daddy Sume with 20 bits. Because you small-brained, red-hatted, butt-kissing, boot-slurping... Oh, wow, that's a lot of expletives. Okay. The elected officials are loyal to their constituents, not the president, of the people, by the people, for the people. There we go. I edited your comment a bit. Phosphophyllite with 69 bits. Bonk. Title Bell with 20 bits. Did you see the memes of the GOPers saying they're going to rebel against the GOP by not voting in Georgia? The man can dream. Yeah. I don't think it'll materially affect the election. It would be quite funny if it did, though. Tucker White 94, 20 bits. He's almost there. He's close to figuring it out. They're never close, guys. What's that thing where it's the lines that are are forever like converging, but they never quite touch. That's conservatives and like getting it. Infinitely getting closer, but never touching. And lid with 20 bits. This guy says the Democrats are always running Republicans over, except when Democrats lost in 2010, 2014, 2016, or when Republicans blocked a Dem Supreme Court justice pick, or this year with the Senate and the Senate state races. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Cotton Candy 903. They say Democrats always win, yet seem to forget they won the last election. Yeah.
I don't know. If they can't support Trump, then I can't support them. And that's straight up.
Yes.
And that's just how it's going to be. I can't get down with those people if they can't step up and defend President Trump and defend America. President Trump is trying to save this country. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. I'm just pissed off with the GOP. I'm pissed off with them. I'm so pissed off. We got them reelected. We got these people back in office. We had their back. We helped them raise money. President Trump helped those people raise money. He helped them out, and they ain't nowhere to be found.
There's nothing
the
funny about the
GOP
tools of
can kiss
capitalism.
my black ass. I'm so sick of it. The Democrats can kiss my black ass too.
Sounds good. He has done a lot of videos since then. Let's see what's on his Twitter. What's his Twitter doing? Bumble Homestead with 100 bits. Imagine 30 years from now. A chapter in the kids' history book. The fall of the Republican Party, trumped by a Faustian bargain. Well, people... Okay.
There's
Yeah.
nothing funny about
Sure.
the tools of capitalism.
Title Bell with 20 bits. I love how he almost forgets to hate on the Dems and had to include it in the last second. And Cotton Candy 903 with 20 bits. This guy also doesn't realize that there is nothing that any of those people can actually do,
nothing funny
right?
about the tools
What does he
of
expect them to do? Trump lost the election. When you lose, you lose. There's nothing that can be done. Let me see what else we have to look at. 5 hours ago, he says, there will be no Biden administration. Good afternoon and have a good day. Hold on, I gotta follow this guy. Resist, go outside,
Nothing
visit
funny about
family,
the tools
visit
of
friends, and
capitalism.
live your life. Or stay inside and make sure your friends and family don't die. That'd be good too. Taryn says, you're damn right I stand with Sidney Powell. She's fighting for America. Even though the Donald Trump campaign and legal team has disavowed her. Terrence hasn't. Trust the plan, which is a QAnon meme, if you don't know. Tucker White 94, given how much we what? It's not over. Have a great morning. It's over. It's been over. It's been over for a while. Oh, is he... Oh no, I can't play the music. He's dancing though to YMCA. That's bad. This is from the 19th. What is with these people and dancing and thinking, like John Doyle did this too, where he also did the terrible Trump dance, which is pretty funny. Like as a third party, Trump dancing like this is fucking hilarious. I totally get that, but doing this to try and cope with his loss is a little, bad. Let's just say. Terrence has a Parler account. Can't say I'm shocked. What's this
I'm a
one?
former cop, and I live in one of the reddest states in the nation, Oklahoma. And I've got a message for the 96% of black women who organized and stood in line and pushed others to help.
Oh, I need to watch out with the music.
There's
Oh,
nothing
he's
funny
tweeting
about
like
the
Donald
tools of
Trump now.
capitalism.
President Trump, won the election legally. We need audits. Count every legal vote. We will overturn this election. It will be historic. Just wait and watch. We've been waiting and watching. You've produced nothing. People say Trump supporters can't cope with a loss, and I say we can't cope with cheating and will not give up until we win. Am I right or am I right? I don't trust anyone who says, am I right or am I right?
There's nothing funny about the tools of
Tucker White,
capitalism.
94, take 2. Given how we exaggerate what ancient figures like Caligula actually did, I wonder how historians will exaggerate Donald Trump's already over-the-top presidency in 1,000 years from now. People aren't going to remember Donald Trump 1,000 years from now. The step is 1,000 dies with 20 bits. Dance the cope away. Be right back. Gotta go write that song. No one's going to remember a one-term president, regardless of how bad he was in 1,000 years. I shouldn't say no one. If you're someone who studies this era of American history, who knows if America will even exist in 1,000 years? I very much doubt it. But let's say, history exists similar to how it exists today and has existed. Someone who studies American history of this period will know about Trump, but the general public will not. No one will. Trump is awful and fashy as shit, but he's been stopped soon enough that I don't think he'll leave a lasting impression 1,000 years from now. Daddy Sume says, I think Hannah's a cutie patootie. Am I right or am I right? I hate it. I hate it so much. Dance the cope away. Be right back. Gotta go write that song. Honestly, I would think in 1,000 years, people would be relatively hard-pressed to know, like... I feel like in 1,000 years, the only people will remember from this time period, and I'm being very loose with what I mean by this time period, are like Adolf Hitler... And I'm trying to think of someone who's had as big of an effect on human history in the last, that they'll remember them in 1,000 years. Adolf Hitler. Maybe someone like Bill Gates for all the like malaria stuff, but again, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna like turn out in the long run. Those are the two I can think of off the top of my head. I don't think sure, Einstein similar to how we remember, like, Newton or something. Walt Disney, I don't know if people will remember Walt Disney. Walt Disney's remembrance will entirely depend on if, like, Disney as a corporation continues to have cultural relevance. Like, Disney isn't, I mean, it's old, but, like, in 1,000 years, I don't think people will give a shit about any of the stuff that Disney made, Daddy Sume with 20 bits, do you know who the ruler of India was 1,000 years ago? Do you know who ruled Italy 1,000 years ago? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know historical figures from, like, 1,000 years ago, but, like, one or two, right? And even then, I'd have to Google exactly when they came from.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
I just don't think people are... On the whole, in 1,000 years, if people still exist in the same or more numbers that they do today, if you go up to someone in the year 3020 and you say, hey, what do you think about Donald Trump? Pretend it's translated to whatever future language they're speaking. Or even if it's English, future English. Hey, what do you think about Donald Trump? They'd go, who? Who are you talking about? And then you'd probably be like, he was like an American president, a one-term president, and they'd go, America. Oh, America. Presidents. Okay, they had presidents. Yeah, I don't know any of the in 1,000 years, people might know who George Washington and maybe Abraham Lincoln was. I don't think they'll remember many other presidents. Aracaria 24 with 20 bits. I could care less if any contemporary nation is around, remembered fondly, as long as current marginalized groups aren't shit on like now. That would be nice. Although you do mean to say I couldn't care less, because if you say I could care less, it means you could care less. You're trying to say I couldn't care less because you already care the minimum amount. So you want to say I couldn't care less because you literally care the least amount you possibly could. But if you say I could care less, then you at least care somewhat. That's a pet peeve of mine. I'm sorry. Obama might be remembered for not being white. I'd like to think in 1,000 years that won't matter as much. Like, don't get me wrong. I still think, like, from our, perspective, like, yes, it's important for that to matter because of the context we live in. But I'd hope 1,000 years from now, people would be like, what? Oh, they were different in skin color. Who cares? You know? But people are kind of shitty, so I have a feeling that... I don't know. Let's move on to something else. That's enough of Terrence for the day. We'll keep an eye on Terrence and see if he copes all right, in the coming months.